Sorry, I was picking my teeth. If anybody's on yet. Nothing on the tubes.
Okay.
Whoop, whoop. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't have my glasses on. YouTube is still no go on the Tubi Doos.
Actually, it is.
The Tubi Doos is up. All right. Hello, YouTubers. Oh my God, we've got a good one for today. I hope that you are cool and inside and not outside. Oh, fantastic. I've got some beautifully done little dried apples that I've put in the Viognier. Oh my gosh, absolutely fantastic. And any other one over there, Danny, you got going?
All right, homie, I think everything is actually cooking.
All right, that is awesome.
We drink this little rosé. Ah, fantastic. Fantastic.
All right.
Aaron Lilly,
Yay.
you are right on time, young lady. That makes you awesome.
Hello, how are you doing? I hope you're making it down there okay. We heard it was really hot in the Bay. Holy cow. Hope you guys are doing okay.
120 in Phoenix in the shade today. 120. Airplanes can't fly when it's that hot, right?
Well, in July of 95, it was 122 and they shut Sky Harbor down because they didn't know if the planes were going to be able to stick
Get
in the
enough lift
and
there's no
or
charts,
or
right?
get stuck in the tarmac.
Right, which is even worse, obviously.
I think smashing on the runway is a little safer than not flying off the runway.
If you gunned it and just ended up in Tempe, that would be worse.
I say lift is a little more important
Lift
than,
is very
than having your gear smashed.
So maybe
ripped
we
off.
should have left a couple of those golf clubs back behind. Send them on the next plane. Would have been fun.
Holy cow! Yeah, it is. It is hot.
Well,
Come on,
Aaron's
Fred,
saying
you
it's
wanna say
107 in Los Gatos.
Wow,
What the hell?
that's got to be some kind of crazy
Brutal.
record.
Brutal.
You don't get snacks unless you come up during the show.
Freddie,
Get
come
up here,
here,
come
Fred.
on.
Oh, there's a super pooch. Hi, Poochie Smoocher.
You don't get
Look at that
snacks
good
unless you
dog.
get on TV. When
Look
did
at
you
that good
when did you
dog.
become shy?
Oh, I think he
When
says I'm not
did you
shy.
become shy?
I think my joints hurt.
That's probably true too.
Silly old dog. You're such a good dog. Do you need a treat? Do you need a special Freddy treat? I think you need
It'll
one.
be fine.
Well, he jumped up and he was such a good dog.
Aaron has an early
question.
We're not even on yet.
Only a
good one.
10-point penalty.
How does this heat wave impact the grapes?
Great question.
That is a great question. That is awesome. Everybody's scrambling right now. We were running a little behind. We all know that this weekend everything's going to be going. My good buddy Joe, he was out in Fairfield.
Yeah.
His Pinot Grigio is at 21-22, he
Damn.
thinks. But with this weekend, it's probably going to be ready to go by Monday or Tuesday. So what's happening right now is everybody's going crazy. But you want to know what's happening right now?
What?
Hello, my friends. My name is Brad Beard. I am the owner and winemaker for Mercury Wine, located in the most super awesome downtown Geyserville, California. This is my brother Grady, where Grady and I, we like to taste a little wine. We enjoy some pairings, but most of all, we like to have a little bit of fun. We've already had some great questions. We like to get serious for a minute here and there. We talk seriously about wine.
Absolutely.
But holy cow, let's just go ahead and talk about something other than the vid or politics. It is roasting.
The heat.
Almost the entire
Oh my
country
goodness.
is under this giant heat bubble. So 2020
Just
Give
doesn't
us
let
a
up.
break.
No brakes.
No.
No brakes.
And we've got.
They threw the brakes off. We're just going straight
And I don't know
downhill.
if you guys saw the chat. We've got friends in Los Gatos, which I'm sure probably has never been over 90 in its life, but they're at
No.
107. I hope you guys are
Man.
doing okay. Holy mackerel!
Hello,
Get some.
Phoenix.
And then we were talking to our buddy Martin, who everybody knows. He was showing off that his thermometer in the shade at his house was at 120.
In
So
the shade,
it
kids.
is crazy. So we are going to be talking about a lot of white wines
lot of-
today. We didn't want to cook inside, so we
No.
did caprese salad on a stick.
Genius.
It's our caprese salad. We threw it on a stick, so it looks really cool.
It looks even
We've
cooler.
got that. Then I
Tastes
went
better.
ahead and since Danny was just said, "I don't got anything to do today. What do we want to do?" So he ended up grilling up some fantastic New Yorks for us that
Yeah.
are cooling down right now because
Yeah.
who wants hot steak on a hot day? No,
Nobody.
we're gonna have it cooled. It's gonna be
It
fantastic.
will be fantastic. I'm excited.
Right now, I'm drinking my 2019 Viognier.
With an apple slice.
And I
in
know
there.
we have
That's
apple
kinda
slices, but that's
cray-cray,
not just a
dude.
regular apple slice. This is an apple slice that's been dehydrated with a little bit of
What?
cinnamon and some lemon on it.
Insanity.
And
Sounds delightful,
I
actually.
just I was going to talk about that for sangrias, but I just threw it in with the Viognier, and it's
Dude,
absolutely
again, as it
fantastic.
rehydrates, I bet it's even more exciting. That is super fun.
Yeah, absolutely delicious. And then we've got some, when we're going to be talking about our surprise wines a little bit later on, I've got a great surprise wine for you a little bit later. The other thing that I want to just get out of the way real quick, the Left Bank with Jim Ricard is coming up in 2 weeks,
Yep.
and it's all about the mushroom. So we're going to be
Hell
shrewing
yeah.
it up, we're going to be microdosing, and we're going to be checking things out.
We'll be having
No,
some
we're
fun.
not going to do that, but
We're
we
not?
are going to be
Oh,
doing
damn
some
it.
stuff.
I was actually
And
looking forward to this one.
I'm gonna do a mushroom stroganoff with beef.
Yum.
Technically beef stroganoff,
Yum.
but I'm gonna be just
Just
cramming
pumping it with-
tons of mushrooms in there, and of course we're gonna make our own creme fraiche. We're not gonna use sour cream
Who would do that? That's
other
just
people.
lame.
No, we're gonna be using our own creme fraiche. It's a little more earthy and more exciting. So stay tuned for that. That's
And you're
gonna
going
be
to make
coming
that
up.
video this week?
And then here's the deal. We are going to do the video on it. For all of my foodie friends out there, we are full on in harvest. We are bottling next
Brad
week.
is so busy right now.
So many things are going on. There's no way we can crank out these cooking videos right now. And if there is a way, I'm going to do it. But as
We'll
of
try.
right now, the stroganoff is going to be the last video that
For
I
a
do
bit.
for a little bit.
Until we
because
get all those delicious grapes in. But if it
So
stays
many
this
things
hot,
happening.
we'll have them all in next week, and we'll have the rest of the summer to just like kick it.
No, Mother Nature's going to throw a cold week in.
Do you think so?
She always does.
Think so?
She always does.
With this
er,
kind of
we're
crazy
no,
heat?
we're going to be scrambling this next 2 weeks.
Right.
Everybody's going to be like, "Oh my God, we're going to harvest
The grapes
Cabernet
are
in 3
coming.
weeks." But nope. I guarantee you, it happens every year. So we've got this big push. Thank
Yeah.
you, Mother Nature. We're going to get some stuff
But
going.
good for whites, right? Get in the whites and
Yeah,
then
getting the whites
wait
in.
for the reds.
Those of you that were holding off on your champagne whites, you probably better harvest tomorrow because you're going to be way too much sugar by the end of this next
Could
week.
make some
But
interesting
a
stuff.
lot of grapes. The harvest has started for champagne, so
Sure.
our champagne style wines, because we need to harvest them with a little bit less sugar in there. So that harvest is going full on. But like I was saying, my good buddy Joe, he's going to be probably harvesting next week his Pinot,
Pinot
Grigio,
Grigio.
which is
Very
absolutely
exciting.
fantastic. Great every
Stunning.
single year.
Stunning.
Don't screw it up, Joe. We love your Pinot Grigio.
Here's to a great
He's
harvest.
barely eased over there.
Yay.
Absolutely. So we are
Just
getting
kidding.
so close.
Just kidding. Joe, what
Oh
is that
my
single
God.
finger you're holding up?
so we've got all that kind of fun stuff going on. Let us know what you guys are drinking. Throw out your temperatures. Where are you at? Is
where
it
you at?
is it
Are you
100?
boiling?
Is it 150 in Minnesota? Is Portland on fire? Who knows? Let us know what's going on. So we are definitely going to be having some good deals on all of our white wines. We've got a great 6-pack deal coming up for you today.
Hell yes, we do.
But the really important thing for those of you that are in the Bay Area, you're like, oh my God, I need to escape the heat because it's so hot. And if you're to come to Geyserville and want to do some tasting, we have blocked out all of our tastings
Early.
after 11:30. So the only tastings that are available are 11:30. There's no fun for you, no fun for us. Enjoying wine at 115 degrees in the patio is not enjoyable. So for the next week and a half, we have all of our tastings blocked out except for 11:30 in the morning. Those are the only ones we're going to do. You can absolutely still pick up. So if you want to escape the bay,
drive-by.
you want to go to the beach, but the bay beaches are going to be, I know, slammed this weekend.
You don't wanna go
But
there.
you said, oh my God, maybe we sneak up north,
Bragg?
swing up here, pick up our
Yeah.
super white 6-pack that we're going to be offering,
Yep.
and then you can zip out to the coast up here, and you probably can actually get there.
You might actually see the coast. You
yeah,
might actually
so
have a little
just
beach
great.
action all to yourself.
Yeah, so
Good-
it's
good
just
thinking.
so many crazy things are going on right now,
Yeah.
and I can't remember if I mentioned it. So we're doing a New York strip that we grilled earlier. We're letting
Oh,
it
yeah.
chill, so that's going to be perfect. Our caprese salad on a
Brace
stick.
on a stick.
That's going to be fantastic
Everything's
as well.
better on a stick.
And right now we're starting out with the Viognier. We got our little
Great
apple slices
call, Brad.
in there. So for those of you that haven't had my Viognier or
Yeah, I
don't know
feel
what
sorry for
Viognier
you.
is, I know it's so sad.
Oh my God! What's
Just
America?
it's beautiful. Apples and
What a
pears
nose.
are running around on the nose. What I like about Viognier is it's not as acidic as Sauvignon Blanc, but not as heavy as Chardonnay. So nice in between wine.
Sure. And plays delightfully with food, obviously.
Absolutely. And for those of you that are in those hot areas of the country, obviously we can't ship the wine this week. Even with the cold pack
Even
shipping,
with cold shipping.
we are
it's
not
too
shipping
crazy.
anything because it's
Sorry.
107 here and it's going to be 110 where you are. We cannot get
3,000
those
degrees
wines
in between.
out. So hopefully you've got some of my wines to hold you over for the next couple of weeks if we can get
But
a
we
little
will
cool
be
spell.
keeping in touch with everybody.
everybody's
Let
gonna-
know as soon as we
everybody's going to
the
get the
stuff
notes.
out, we will. But yikers, it's cray out there right now.
Yeah. So we just want to make sure that we make sure the wine arrives properly for you. Oh, there's Freddie down there
Freddie's
saying
down there
hi.
getting good pets.
That's great.
Getting good pets, Mr. Fred. Such a good dog.
So we just did the. I was just working with the Alexander Valley Wine Growers Association.
What an amazing, if you caught it yesterday, an amazing Zoom
And we
virtual
we
tasting.
apologize for those of you that tried to log on or get your
At the end there.
you couldn't. There's a lot of people that wanted to log on right before the
Yep.
show started. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, these
There was
people
some
need to
sort
do
of
it earlier.
snafu thing.
So if you missed it, it's not been reposted yet
But
as basically like a podcast or something
But I
like
think
that.
it will.
But it'll be up, I believe, within about probably 3 or 4 days.
Yep.
Give them some time to process that. And so that was the virtual tasting, and it was actually what is it called, Anna? It's something about food. It didn't focus on wine.
I think
as
it's a
much.
chef's
chef's
journey.
through
A
Alexander
chef's
Valley.
A
journey
chef's
through
journey
Alexander
through
Valley.
Alexander Valley, and so we had
Liza Spencer sisters.
with the Spencer sisters. Anybody
Did
that
a
knows
really
anybody that
crazy
knows
fun
Sonoma,
pairing.
Sonoma County, they know that they are absolutely fantastic foodies. And Anna and I were really shocked when she paired up with my Sauvignon Blanc this feta and watermelon salad, and I really didn't think it was going to be a great pairing, but at the end of the day,
stunning.
I thought it was fantastic. The toasted pistachios and the feta, I think, really saved it.
Yep.
And then what was the other thing in there? So we had tomatoes, we had the
Cucumber.
the cucumber, and she used a special cucumber
Yeah, it was
that
a
was
very
had more of a
different
melon flavor versus that real spicy flavor. And for me, cucumber sometimes give me heartburn, so I was a little scared about that. But it wasn't the British. It was a really a great cucumber. So you can get the recipe online, and it was absolutely fantastic. A great summer salad.
Yeah.
And then we also paired up. I was matched with Jim Ricard. Of course, we always do everything together. And he
Great
was
guy.
showing off his 2018 Sauvignon Blanc, and that was paired with a baked salmon, and then basically a succotash. Everything that was ripe in the garden,
She
they
put in
chopped
there.
up and
Yeah.
made a beautiful sauce for, and that was great as
And the
well.
top, she had some sort of
It was basically like
dill
it would almost be like a pesto where
Oh.
she just took everything that was green in the garden
Wow.
and blended it together and threw it on top
It
of
was
the salmon.
actually beautiful. The salmon with that green coating really looked fantastic,
Yes.
and you were making those yummy noises, so I assume it was good because I was in the background. I didn't get to
Yeah,
taste
it was absolutely fantastic, and we wouldn't expect anything different from her. But the
Yeah.
pairings were great. The wines, of course, were great. So check it out. See what's going on
You can
there.
go on our website, click on the link, and then you can go check it out. And within a day or two, they'll probably have it up the
If not, we'll
rebroadcast.
capture it and we'll rebroadcast
At
it.
some point, we will.
We'll just make it
We
happen.
will put it on the YouTube or something.
Oh,
like
that reminds me of those of you that haven't seen our new website. We have a brand spanking new website, so you can go there. We have calendars that actually have events that are on there. We've got ways for you to get your reservations, because reservations are a must right now, especially not just in California, but especially here in Sonoma County. We were staying super safe.
Yep.
So we absolutely want you to have a reservation to come up and see us, but again, it has to be earlier in the morning because we don't want you to pass out, because we have to have you on
The patio. We can't have you inside where it is beautiful, and you can't see it, but Brad just installed a fantastic new ceiling fan, and it is so wonderful.
We've been
standing
updating
here.
the tasting room, so
It
when
is.
we are finally open,
You can come check it
you guys
out.
can come check it out.
But God bless America, it feels great in here right now.
It is. The fan's throwing some fantastically cold air on
is.
us.
Oh,
It
it's
is.
beautiful.
It is.
It's making the cue
absolutely
cards wave
perfect.
back and forth, which is
Yes.
really hard to read, but it feels fantastic.
Oh my gosh! What the heck else is going on, Anna? Anything else going out there in the universe?
That we should know about?
Oh, I always catch
I
her
think Anna is
right
actually
when she's.
dying. I may have to
oh
give
my
her the
God!
Heimlich.
She's
Trying to swallow.
the what lick?
Not the
Heim-
Salt Lake.
the
I
Salt
want
Lick?
to
Heimlich.
let you know that Holly Kruder came through last weekend on her way to a camping trip.
She did.
She bought some of the camping wine
Yay,
and
in the
shared
big bag.
it with her friends when she was camping, and they all loved it, as well as the Axina. And Andra says the new camping wine is now their go-to wine at home.
Oh man!
Well,
Thank
when
you.
you buy it by the gallon, how could it
Thank
not
you
be?
for reminding us about that. We talked about it, I think, 3 or 4 weeks ago.
We
We
did.
haven't talked about it since, but we always used to have the mini jugs, the 1,000 milliliter jugs, but we also now have gallon bags of wine that we can sell you, half-gallon bags of wine, and then in the
And then a
quart.
little quart action. But look
So,
how
and we
sexy.
did our due diligence on these. I guarantee these for 2.5 weeks. So if your camping trip is next week, you can still come up,
Sure.
grab the camping wine, and it'll be totally fine for you to take with you. And honestly, it's just, of course, it's our jug wine. It's absolutely fantastic.
in a bag.
It's a
for
Zin
hiking.
Syrah, and then it's an accidental reserve Cabernet blend in
well.
there. I thought that barrel
Lucky
said
you.
Syrah that I was blending with it, but no, that was
Nope.
my reserve cab, and so that's in there.
It's
Great value.
super tasty.
What the heck is it? Is it that $70 for a gallon of wine? Or something
70
like that?
bucks a gallon.
Are we giving them
kids.
discounts?
Yes, we give them a little bit. We can't
Holy
give you the
cow.
full discount, but we give you a little special something for wine
Hmm.
club members. Because it's a gallon of wine, kids. What the hell? Are you crazy?
It'll be perfect.
So
and,
good. So good.
And also, it's great for the environment. We're not wasting all the glass.
No.
That's BPA free
Yep.
plastic, and I could not
Doesn't
detect
off
any
gas at
off gassing in there. They guaranteed it wasn't, but I double checked. for
Brad
you,
always checks,
and
guys.
it did not. So it's perfect. Or if you're just like, oh my God, the vid's just going crazy. I need to make sure I have a gallon.
I
of
need
wine
a
on
gallon
hand
of
at all
wine
times.
while I play Mario Kart. With a crazy straw, it's kind of perfect.
Is it refillable?
That sounds fun. Is it
Oh,
refillable? Is a
I-
question. Here's the deal. Of course, if you rinse it out really well and do a great job of, it's got some nooks and crannies in there.
Does.
So here's the deal. When you finish the wine, you can absolutely come and refill it, but you got to
Sure.
give a good rinse. You got to make sure
Really
it dries
rinse.
properly so that you don't get the wine infected with any weird bacteria, and it doesn't last as long as I guarantee it for. So yes, you can come in. So save the bags; they are good. And then we've actually, what's funny is we've actually got some. We bought 10 of the extra durable double-sided bags for those of you that are hikers and wanted to
Nice.
hike with the wine, but were worried about it getting punctured when you stuck it in your backpack. That one's extra thick plastic. So those I would absolutely
And
want to
how-
do it.
what size
And then,
are these guys?
And then for these, this is a 750. So for those of you that don't want to just have jug wine,
Jug wine. I love that.
but you want to have a
Fill it with
$120
13
bottle
Father.
of 13 Father or the Messenger,
14
you can
Messenger.
put this in there. And then this one, again, will keep your wine safe for about 2 to 3 weeks. Fill it up once, seal it tight, and then it'll hold for 2 to 3 weeks. And you
And
can
look at that
take
crazy
it with it.
spigot on
So
this
it's got
thing.
a little cute little spigot. You can set
I
it
mean,
on your table.
tailgating, hello, as soon as you can go back to sports,
But
this
that-
is the thing.
And then actually, you know, a lot of our in California, and I know in Arizona as well, you're not allowed to take glass when you go on your boat
Pretty
or
much anywhere.
to the lake or the river.
Yeah.
So, but you want to take some nice wine, and this one
Obviously.
absolutely is meant to be reused. And I think we're charging $15 for this, but you can use
What
it.
the
and
hell,
put it on
Brad?
your
That's
stuff.
cray cray.
It's really cool.
Amazing. Yeah, fill it up with the good stuff. You know, why be on the river?
I always make sure I
drinking
bring
the low end stuff.
I bring filet or ribeye for
Right.
the first night, and so why
Always.
would you want to not have a nice bottle of wine with it?
Especially something special like the 13 Freddie Cuvée Reserve,
Yes.
which we're going to be trying today. I'm super excited about
Why are you
that.
talking about that now?
Well, I just said that was something you might be able to put in your bag to take with you. It'd be super
I would
fun.
have talked about something else because that was the surprise.
Was that a surprise?
Yeah,
Didn't you say it earlier?
and here's the deal. No, and here's the deal. We're not talking about that wine today. So the surprise that he busted, actually, he didn't bust the surprise at all because we are not talking about that wine in 5 minutes.
Nice. Well, there you go.
Anything else? You got?
No, I'm not going to pull anything out of my
Any
pocket.
any other?
Because
hot
obviously,
things? Any other hot
it will not be
things?
correct. Never is. Rarely is. You should always fact check the Grady
Yeah.
when you go home.
That sounds good.
Just be on the
Hey,
safe side.
Danny, I'm a little hungry. Can we get some snacks out here?
Food.
Yes. He's gonna
Absolutely.
suit up. He's gonna come over here with some fancy stuff. Come on in, Danny.
All right. Hey, everybody. How's everyone doing?
Hi, Danny.
Hello. All
That
right.
looks
So
beautiful. Tell us about these.
today we have some New York steak strips that
Yeah.
I barbecued in the 107-degree heat today to perfection.
Thank you.
Also,
Thank you.
some dehydrated apples from our good friends and neighbors, Apple Tree. I put a
Nice.
little lemon juice, a little cinnamon on them.
Are those
Perfectly.
Stephen and Jamie's?
They are,
Wow,
yes.
thank you for that.
About 12 and a half hours in the dehydrator, sliced real thin,
Nice.
and they're nice and crunchy. Oh, they're beautiful.
Crazy.
And then I made, instead of a caprese salad, a caprese skewer.
Word.
So all of our tomatoes from our garden and the mozzarella balls and fresh basil from our garden as well.
Wow, dude. They're beautiful. They're almost too beautiful to eat, my friend.
Well, it's a vegetable, so yes, you're going to say that. All right, enjoy everybody. It was good to see everyone.
Thanks, Danny.
All right, hey Danny, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
risking your life out there grilling up some meat for us today. So we super appreciate that.
No, he could have died
And
if heat stroke.
taking the simple salad and then just throwing it on a skewer and look how
it's
fantastic that
this
looks.
is elevated. This
That-
is an elevated salad.
That looks awesome, and the meat is perfectly cooked. Thank you so much. That is awesome.
Amazing.
All right, we got a little.
Oh, the balsamic on that mozzarella and that fresh basil out of the garden.
No.
Dang. Wow. Stunning. Just
Yeah.
stunning.
I just moved over. Is that Albarino? I need a little,
No, sir. This is. Oh, yes, it is. It's Albarino. I thought I was grabbing an XXII.
Perfect. I was thinking a little Albarino might be nice with that. Of course, we already know that the Viognier is fantastic. Oh man, so good. Come on, little guys, get down there. Oh
Balsamic and
That-
Albarino go together
man,
beautifully, and the basil
That
is
basil?
like explosive.
yeah, it is so good this year. Our basil plants haven't even bolted yet. They've been trying to flower. We've been pinching those back, so our basil's even doing fantastic.
Wow.
Probably after this weekend it'll be done.
But who
Afterwards,
cares?
yeah.
When it's this good, just gobble, gobble, gobble. I put
Actually,
that basil on everything.
Here's the deal: that nice pepper and that balsamic is a fantastic pairing with this Albarino. It's hanging in there really nicely. Let me get some of those tomatoes.
It makes the Albarino even fruitier. With all those rich, spicy flavors, the fruit
does.
really expresses
The
itself.
balance, it's fantastic. This is one of those things where it's elevating both. Absolutely delicious.
Anna, you got something going on over there, cool
Yeah.
cat?
Other people are asking because at the beginning we talked about the heat and how
yes.
it affects the grapes.
We did.
We can talk about
Let's
that
talk
again.
about that again because Carrie's asking how this prolonged high heat affects the grapes on the vines and harvest time. Now
All
that
right.
everybody's with us, it's a good time to address that.
All right. I'm not a Joe Ramazzotti, but I know him. And Joe, do you have a couple seconds?
Would you like to talk to us about
I'm
meat
going to
and
go ahead and
grapes?
tell you what's going on right now.
Yeah,
so
let's have the real
everything
deal.
was moving along fantastically. The grapes were looking good. It's shaping up to be a fantastic harvest. But of course, everybody is having panic attacks about this weather. What's it going to do? How many bricks of sugar are going to be created over this next 3 to 4 days when we're over 105 degrees? I don't think we went 105 degrees this early ever. I
Right.
do remember harvesting at 105 in September, but I don't recall being this hot this early. So what's going to happen is we're going to be spiking the sugars. The plants are going to want to start shutting down because they're possibly not going to get enough water, which means that we're going to have to hustle up and harvest those things. It is not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's just what we have to deal with the whole part of the farming right now. So at this moment, we're going to have 3 to 4 days at over 100 degrees for sure.
Yeah.
That's going to be spiking the sugars and killing the acid. We want the acids to come back up. The acids are not going to come back up unless we have a cooling spill. But it looks like we're going to be super hot for 3-4 days, and then we're going to be pretty hot for about 6 or 7. The long range forecast, we're not going to get back down into the 80s for at least 15 days. So what's going to be happening is it's going to be accelerating the sugar. It's going to be crashing the acids, and we're going to have to be probably doing some night harvesting so that as at night when it Joe's going to come over here. He's like, Brad, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm a professional.
Joe knows.
I'm a professional
Joe knows.
grape grower. It's good to
Joe.
see you, Joe. And of course, he's drinking his Frizzante, which is absolutely fantastic. If
Just
you
like
haven't
crack.
had it, you
So good.
must. And you should come and buy some of his fantastic Frizzante.
Hi,
So, Joe,
everybody.
what's making you crazy?
This
My steak is making him crazy.
this steak is wonderful, but he's absolutely right. We were looking at another just perfect, wonderful year of harvest. The grapes were coming along perfectly. We have a beautiful crop. It's just about normal, not too big, not too small, and the flavors were great. This heat just did us in. It will jack up the sugars, but the grapes aren't ripe. People will panic. They'll want to pick them fast, and they're not ready for the picking. And we're just I don't know what to think yet.
Joe, I picked too early in 2015.
Yes, you did.
You held off on. I picked my cab because the sugars are spiking,
Sure,
but I
they're
didn't
going crazy.
wait for the cool for it to bring the acids back in line.
Yeah.
And so, for those of you that know my 2015 cab, it was aggressive out of the gate. It's a full-bodied American style. I mean, it tastes fantastic, but it's much more of a full-bodied American style cab than I typically will produce. If I would have waited about 2 weeks, even though my sugars got way too high.
Right. Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. When it cooled down,
Yeah.
the vine pulled that sugar back
It
out of the
actually-
grape.
It actually brings back water to balance it out in the vineyard and stuff. So that's
Yes.
right now we're irrigating as much as we can to keep up with it. To
Yeah,
try
so-
that's what happens with this heat. It just drains all the water from the berries, so the berries spike in bricks and sugar, but there's no water, there's no acid left in them. See?
Yep.
Because
And-
we're watering takes away acid and it also depletes it. So.
Yeah, and then the sugars are spiking. And
Yeah.
then the other really important thing is we have to keep the vines alive for another 2 or 3 weeks before they completely shut down, right?
Absolutely.
So that they can, if the vine stays alive, so the reason why they're also watering very heavy is they need the vines to stay alive because if the canopy shuts down and thinks, oh no, we're in a drought, we're done.
And then
So
we're-
what's going to
and
happen
they
is
are
we're going to
done.
go to, we're going to
Then
go to
we are-
raise it.
We are done.
Then it's
Yeah.
over. I mean, if,
Yeah.
if that vine
We'll
decides
pick it and be stuck with what we are.
that this
Yeah.
this is year's over, it's over, and that what's going to happen is that grape is going to have that sugar and it's going to have the water with low acid. But what's going to happen is the grape's not going to transfer the sugars for the acids and balance the water.
We won't have the flavors that
Yeah,
we want.
it'll be
Yeah.
pretty horrific. So
Yeah.
that's why we have to water vigorously right now. We
Right.
have to keep the vines from shutting down and going into hibernation.
Exactly.
Hibernation.
Hibernation.
Harbor.
What is that word, Joe?
Harbor Freight?
Joe
Harbor Freight.
learned English as a second language, and he figured out what hibernation was. Fantastic. No, so before those vines shut down completely, we want to keep them going for just a couple weeks, so we can also get that hang time. Hang time is important.
We need to keep them going till right after Labor Day. After Labor Day, things will really erupt. I went to test my Pinot Grigio today. It's around 21.8. And we might have to pick it next week because this heat will just bring it up and then deplete it completely of all the acid. So
Is there
That one-
any cooling on the horizon?
no,
Not in any of the.
Dang.
Well, you can't believe a forecast, but the forecast says we all look at it anyway. The forecast says we're in the 90s for the next 15 days.
Wow.
So we're not going to have an opportunity for the cooling at night to bring those acids back
Right,
up.
right.
So hopefully Joe can pick it early in the morning when it's nice and cool. So those acids will be a little bit higher
Right.
and help bring that Pinot Grigio with the structure.
Yeah.
No, it's just crazy right
But
now.
anyway-
So those are great.
We're still smiling.
Yes, we are. Damn it.
No,
Damn it.
we're like.
That's what wine is for.
I'm not even
That's
going
what
to
wine
say
is
it.
for, right?
So, like I was saying earlier, 2020 going
Well, you
crazy. All right,
Joe's
thanks,
off to
Joe.
harvest.
All right, Freddie, attack. We're closed till we gotta keep. Danny, can you help those people out?
Get him,
All right,
Fred.
yeah.
Get him.
Freddie's like, hey, we close at 5:00. It is over. No one in here as well.
We have to
Can
run
you
out to
can
the
you talk
outside.
to him real quick, Danny? It'll be okay.
Actually, Dan, you want to go out the back?
All right, you go ahead.
I'll go.
I got it.
I'll
All
be right
right.
back. Brad's going to hold down the fort. I'll be right back.
Freddie, come here and talk to
And
Brad.
I have a question then, since
We have
we're in a little
questions. I'm
moment.
gonna bring out my serious chair.
Holly Kruder, who did the camping trip and is now enjoying the rest of that camping wine at home.
Oh,
a week
how many
later.
days has it been since
It's
she's
been
opened it?
A week and a half.
Oh, and it's still good?
She's loving it.
Awesome.
But
Well, hello there.
the other question she's asking,
Come on in.
since you're discussing Axina, do you think you're going to get more Axina, or was that a one-time thing?
More. I want more.
Everybody wants more Exina. Of course, we're going to do more Exina. Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
we better.
We are. Actually, that's part of our little talk we're going to have here in a minute. But yes, Exina is coming in. And right now, especially because that was one of the largest productions I've done at like a couple hundred cases, especially for a white, and it sold absolutely fantastically from the very first get-go. So yes, we'll be making more of that this year. And but Exina takes me a year to make. We've got about 50, 60 cases left of the regular Exina, so we will have a little gap in between when the next one's ready to go, but it is coming, and we do have Exina available to get. I know it's 50, 60 cases, but that wine does sell by the case, so if you want to make sure you have some for the next 4 or 5 months, and you know it's tasting fantastic, as a white wine, it's going to make it. I would order some.
Well, not to mention we've been drinking it by the case too in this hot weather because I've been enjoying.
We've been drinking that?
The Exina, absolutely. That's been our go-to at home.
And I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's
say,
right. Yes, we have been drinking it.
Absolutely.
And-
Besides being great on its own,
Yeah.
and in a spritzer,
A spritzer
or a sangria,
or a
we are
sangria.
coming up on fall where butternut squash soup and
Oh,
getting
yes.
into almost Thanksgiving, where Axina could actually
Will be
go into the
fantastic
fall
with that,
season.
yeah.
Anna says that the Exina is going to be fantastic for Thanksgiving, and I'm going to think about it for 1001. Yes, she is correct, because we released it last Thanksgiving and we had it for Thanksgiving. It's just a wonderful wine. It's just got a rich character, but those wonderful summery fruits with all those white peaches, and then a little bit
so
of yeah. It is so fantastic.
It's been my go-to.
Danny, I have got to get into the steak.
gotta have
I
some
had a
steak.
couple little pieces earlier.
Yes.
I'm going to switch over some red, and I wanted to talk about not that one yet. I do want to talk about this. This is our 2016 Freddie Cuvée. It's our GSM blend. We had that little thing with Joe, so we're going to talk about this real quick, and then we're going to get into our special wine of the day. So
Thank you.
GSM Grenache Syrah Mourvedre Classic Rhone Blend. I put more Mourvedre in than most people because my Mourvedre is awesome and it ripens fantastically. And that's why we also do a varietally correct Mourvedre. So you got that wonderful vintage nose, and I'm pairing it up with this absolutely delightful New York steak that was cooked absolutely perfectly. Tender. All right.
I think we're allowed.
All right. Tender, rich, just like me.
Just like him. Tender.
Chocolatey. You know, and here's the
So
deal.
rich.
The other GSMs, a little more velvety. This one's like in the Tootsie Roll zone. So you got nice dark chocolate. You've got those beautiful stewed plums and those cherries running around there. Absolutely fantastic. What do you think about those stewed plums and cherries, Grady?
Oh, Grady's back. All right. I took your chair, Grady, but you can have it back.
Danny.
You're welcome.
Thank you for keeping it rolling, baby.
There we go.
John Pincus is asking, how much Movedra do you put in?
For this one, we're at about 33%, aren't we, Grady, on the 2016?
And the 16, it's almost, actually, this is an MSG. It's mostly Movedra. It's
Oh my God,
Movedra,
2016?
Sriracha on this guy.
Can you give
older
me
one-
the percentages, please?
Yeah, oh, so 40, 30, and 30.
40, 30, and 30. That's 100. Okay,
Yeah,
that
that's
sounds
100,
about
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Awesome. The previous ones were in the 33,
Almost
34
exactly
range.
proportional.
Almost that. So
But you really thought that the Movedra was kicking.
it was doing good.
And
we
boy,
had a
is
little
it.
extra because we didn't do the
Element.
we didn't do the element
Right.
that year, so we
But
had
the
some.
element.
And then John, oh my goodness, I am sorry things went crazy. We were supposed to see you. We missed you. We wanted to see you. But we will see you soon. He was down in the Bay Area, but then had
What?
some things. I know he had some stuff going on, but
Damn
had to
it.
scoot back by and
Next time.
didn't pick up his 10-year anniversary.
I'm certain I heard you
three-liter
fly
or-
over. Because I heard a sonic boom and it had to be you.
No. But let's talk. Let's get serious for just a few minutes because I
Nice.
want to talk about some of our vintage wines. So last week I talked about brand new wines that were
Yep.
out, fresh and exciting. Let's talk about something that hasn't been around for a while. We were just enjoying the 2016. Here's our 2012 Freddie Cuvée. So it's a Grenache Syrah Movedra blend. It is almost equal parts, about 33 and a third of each. This happens to be our reserve, and I've got some tasting notes here from way back
From
in
the
the
Wayback
Daily.
Machine.
How funny is this? So when was the last time I had a full-blown Chardonnay?
Right?
2013
Heritage
Heritage
Oak
Oak Chardonnay. We had just released the 1000 jug.
God
But what
bless
is this?
America.
Is this a sister? No.
No!
That is
The 11.
2011 Zinfandel.
Oh my
And then
God.
the next one is the Lot 4 Crew. And here
Hi,
it is.
Hot Ales.
Here is the 2012 Freddie
Damn,
Cuvée. Our first GSM blend. Absolutely fantastic.
Good thing we're not
Grenache
throwing
Syrah
anything away.
Movedra. It's grown in the Rhone. It's not just grown in the Rhone, but it's also grown in Spain because as the people were fighting back and forth, the Moors and the Crusades and blah blah blah. Those wars went on for hundreds of years. So they took their grapes with us. So we got French grapes running down through Spain, making it all the way into Iran and Mesopotamia, and then they got pushed back. And there's all these great things. So Spain produces fantastic Grenache or Grenache and all
Do they
those.
call that Monstrel?
That they call it Monastrell as well. So yes. So you have Grenache. No, Movedra is Monastrell. Grenache is Grenache.
Grenache. Right.
Yeah. So why are you trying to trick me like that?
I wasn't. No, I was just saying, don't they call Movedra?
No, you didn't say that.
I didn't?
You did not say that.
I didn't preface
No.
it? Dang it. Well,
But
that's
that's
what I was
okay.
thinking. Gosh darn it.
But
I really need to stop drinking before we
So-
start these shows.
anyways, we've got our 2012 here. It's our reserve. So that was 3 years in the barrel. We used the fantastic French oak in this as well.
Mhm.
So let's give this a shot.
Wow.
See what it's up to.
I am so excited. It's been a month of Sundays since I.
You're not that excited because you're trying to ruin it with whatever the hell you had in there. All right.
Well, it was something of yours. It wouldn't have ruined it. It may have accelerated all of its excitement.
No, it wouldn't have. All right. So here's the deal. Let's work our way through this wine. Oh, by the way, we have like 1.5 or 2 cases of this one available. So if you'd like to get some, text in right now or email in because
Sure.
it's going to be gone soon. But to me, if I was in the Rhone right now and smelling this wine at some fantastic cafe or one of the most beautiful wineries that are situated along the road, I'd be so happy. And that's why I have a European style. I'm trying to get those beautiful European classic flavors of subtlety, nuance, velvety, chocolatey, cherry, intense plum, and some prune. This wine is a 2012, barely oxidizing right now. So
Barely.
we've got some time on this. So if you want to
Barely
pick this up
steamed.
today and save it for a year or so, absolutely
Yeah, it's got
there.
plenty
But I've
of
had this a few minutes, about an hour ago. This wine is drinking delicious right now.
It's a stunner.
So on
And
the
this is
nose,
the reserve,
I gotta
right?
get my. Now we do have I don't believe we have. Maybe have 1 or 2 bottles of 2012 non-reserve, about a case and a half or so
Of the reserve.
of the reserve. We have a few bottles of 13. I know some people were looking for that. 13 reserve, 13 non-reserve as
Right.
well. But on the nose, back 8 years ago, I don't know, back a while back, I said my first impressions is the nose is rich, velvety, cherry-covered chocolates. I'm getting a little more earth, so I'm getting a little more earthy cherry.
Yeah.
Still very velvety on the nose.
But there are those darker notes
Oh,
lurking on that nose for sure.
holy cow.
I know.
All right, that's, if you've got this, you're
Crack
doing
that
good.
baby.
If you
It
don't,
is
get some
beautiful.
now. Okay.
Beautiful.
If you like anything that is rich, complex, delicious, subtlety, nuance, power, this wine has got all of those things. Am I wrong?
No. Everything I love about the Freddy Cuvée is here in spades, but in a much more rich, darker characteristic, where the current, the 16, is on fire, and I think it's very restrained. But then you taste the older
Yeah, if you-
12.
Yeah, and it's restrained. And then instead of being velvety chocolate on the 16, it's more of a Tootsie Roll. So it's a more intense chocolate.
It's very
It just
intense.
needs a little bit of age, and it'll go into the velvety, silky zone.
Absolutely.
Then I said on the palate, the dark chocolate, cherry, and plum flavors continue.
What I'm noticing is, compared to the 16, the flavors linger longer. There's much more action on the tongue where the flavors just keep going.
Is that like a lingonberry where the flavors linger longer?
The lingonberries.
Almost like your P&P porch situation.
Let's
you had
not
before.
go back
Uh,
to that.
The flavors
But-
do linger longer. Here's the
do.
deal. What he's talking about is, as a wine ages, so the intensity restrains just a little bit. It starts waning a little bit. That's not a bad thing, because then subtlety and nuance comes out. And if you don't have just a big powerful this, a big powerful that, and a big powerful this, what happens as the wine ages, those flavors elongate. So absolutely the flavors are elongating here.
And they hang in there longer. So after every sip,
Elongated.
there's still all this wonderful action happening on the palate.
Is there
Let
any
me
other
give
way
you
we can do
A
that?
little bit of the meat.
Elongating?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I'm gonna say it was just so velvety, beautiful on the palate. All of the elements that you described from the 16 are still there from the 2000. That's a 12 or 13.
This is the 12.
That's
I believe.
2012.
So yeah, it was equally. All of those things still are there, but the velvety silkiness on the palate was something I really noticed, which was lovely.
And that's the beautiful thing. It hangs in there. There's an elegance where sometimes the thing hits your palate and you're like excited, that's wonderful, but this really hangs in there. So between each bite of steak, you're still getting all the action from that beautiful wine, and then you hit the steak in the wine again, and it just continues.
So good.
Stunning.
Honestly, I don't think this wine needs any food. It's standing up the steak just fine. I don't know why I got quiet there. I don't think this wine needs. I don't know what I was all I was all
I had it without.
I was all like
Lovely.
introspective
You're like freaking
and
out. It's
thinking
so
things.
gosh darn good.
So I had it earlier with the Cabernet Franc. The Cabernet Franc, the 2016 Cabernet Franc actually goes better
The
with the
new
steak.
father.
And what I was saying is that this guy has got so much subtlety, so much nuance, and it has so much flavor, and it's so rich in character, and it's got velvet and chocolate. Why would you want to put food with it? It's got everything you need. Sometimes wines need food, a little fat to handle the acids or the tannins. This wine doesn't need food. This wine is one of those ones, it's a thinker where I would love to open this wine up. I've already had dinner, but I didn't have too much wine during dinner. And then watch this wine evolve. This wine's evolving. We opened it about an hour ago. It is absolutely fantastic. And here's the best part about the evolution. It's not a quick evolution. So this is one of those wines that you can open up while you're getting ready to make dinner. Give it a little taste, make sure it's perfect, and let this wine open up. Don't necessarily decant it. It is doing absolutely fantastic. It's opening up beautifully. Gosh dang it, even the, and then you were mentioning some cedar,
I got a little bit of some sort of like a flint or a woodiness.
she was getting some flint and some
somewhere.
wood. That's what I look for every day, is a little flint and some wood. And then, you know, I chew on a number 2 pencil and I pull out a little bit of that good flavor
That's
there.
how you make your dinner in Breath of the Wild.
Man,
A little flint.
absolutely fantastic.
Poof.
Just awesome. I'm gonna go for a little more.
You know, I think the
mozzarella.
balsamic may be fantastic. While Brad said it didn't need food, it enhances the food amazingly. It took that steak, which was stunning, to the complete next level.
Everybody's palate's different. Absolutely. If it enhanced it for you,
Did.
that is awesome. For me,
Completely.
the steak is seasoned beautifully. It's rich, it's intense, and this wine is so fantastic. For me, I didn't want to miss anything
Right.
on the wine.
It was
So I got a little
blown me
piece
away.
of char and I got a little piece of garlic. And then that char and garlic was good.
Sure.
It probably was great with the wine,
Yeah.
but I knew I was missing something as I
Sure.
was drinking the
So it
wine.
was hiding those.
And that's a me thing. That's a Brad thing where I'm just crazy like
No,
that.
that's a
And
new one.
I'm going back.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
No,
I didn't want to. I didn't want you to
No,
pour
I-
something you were not ready for.
I would have known. Oh, that's not. No. That nose
Now,
is complete.
of
This smells
everybody in
like
this
Tootsie.
room,
This smells like
Brad
Tootsie
would have
Roll
known.
and Freddy on a Friday night.
Hello.
It is not.
Hello,
It is not all of that.
Holly Kruger says,
Hi,
since
Holly.
she didn't lose her job this week, she'd like to get a vertical of the Freddy Cuvées.
Oh,
She says that she has a 13, but shows wrong in her shipment and didn't get the 16. Might need the 12
What?
or the 16. I told her we'll make it happy.
We'll
Oh, we
figure it
can
out.
fix that. We can fix that.
Yeah.
How fun is that, though?
I'll tell you what, Holly.
Freddy Cuvée.
I think I've got 1 or 2 bottles of the 2012 non-reserve. I think we decided we had about 18, 20 bottles of the 2012 reserve. I know we have non-reserve 13.
Somewhere.
Might have a bottle or 2 of the reserve 13.
Definitely.
And then in 16 we didn't make a reserve,
Right.
so it's just the 16. And we do have a few of those. So I would get a vertical of it. I think, hey, somebody on my staff, make sure that we save a vertical of this because it's fantastic. Thank you very much.
100%. Yeah.
Right on
Danny
top.
is-
I'm right on top of that, Rose.
Danny is on it. Danny is on it. Oh my God, that was super fun.
That was a good time.
That was super fun.
Holy cow. Yikes. Way to go, Spicy Cat. That is fantastic. All right, so there was our series to talk about one of our fantastic wines. We did brand new wines last week. We did a wine that's, back in the library this week. What are we going to do now, Greg?
I think we're going to talk about all the crazy things that you're bottling very soon.
I have a bottling coming up. I am
Huge bottle.
super busy right now.
Huge.
Yeah. This bottle right before harvest. Usually do it a little earlier, but the vid
Things
does
are
things.
weird.
Um,
Things are weird.
We've got a crazy bottling. We've got so many amazing wines that we're getting bottled. We absolutely need to talk about that. We do
Bottling
need
futures, right?
we do need to bottle some of our futures.
You guys, this is a great conversation. I know it's going to be super exciting for everyone. But John Pincus has a quick question from
Hey,
our
John.
John Pincus wants to know, and this is very pertinent, how do you decide whether or not to make a reserve?
Wow. That is the best, maybe the best question ever, because it's very important. It's a winemaker's decision.
Oh, it's a winemaker decision?
It's all you, sir.
Freddie, how to make a reserve. All right. So, it typically starts the year we make the wine. As the wine's coming off the press, I'm like, oh my God. Flavors, subtlety, nuance, already as a 7-day to 15-day-old wine. Like, okay, you've got some potential here. And then what we do is we'll do a little, I'll make the decision, okay, I think we need to make some reserve wine out of this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull some of that juice off and we're gonna put it into different types of oak. So we're gonna typically put it into newer oak.
Sure.
So the newer oak, typically, especially with the Freddie Cuvée, is going to be a luminaire barrel where there's 3 or 4 different types of French oak staves in there. So I'm getting all of the great aromatics out of a beautiful French oak barrel, but I don't, since I only make 3 barrels of it, I can't buy 5 different French oak barrels and put it in 5 different barrels. Since we're only doing 3, I need to use those luminaire straw barrels. So we've already set it aside and decided that we were going to go for the reserve. So the wines are going to age a little bit differently. They're going to age in different types of oak. And then in 2.5 years, I'm going to bottle the regular, not the reserve. But I'm going to taste them both side by side.
Right.
If the reserve has gone to reserve status, meaning everything that I've done in the meantime is working, and these wines are definitely elevated by the barrel aging process, we'll keep that going. And then these guys, they're not bad wines.
No.
I've made them exactly the same with the exception of the barrel side. Or I also might do more free run for the reserve or more hard press, or maybe 2 barrels of free run and that. So we'll make these barrel decisions. And then as we're tasting the barrels along, there are barrel variances. And so I'll take the best barrels out of a 6-barrel lot and I'll make sure that those go to the reserve side. And best barrels, we're splitting hairs. But this wine is also going to come out a little earlier.
But you have a
and then
really good palate.
at the 2 year mark, and the one regular is going to get bottled, and then the other one's going to go a full another year in the bottle or in the barrel before we get it bottled up, and then that's going to spend probably another year before we release it. So that's the difference between the reserves, and that's why the difference in the prices. We're going to have the wine for a year or 2 longer, and we're going to spend more money on the barrels, and that's why those end up going to a reserve lot. Sometimes you can just pick the barrel select. You'll see barrel select reserves where the winemaker can go through and taste the barrels and pick out the X amount of best barrels and then hold those aside and then make the reserve wine out of there. So there's a couple different ways to make a reserve, and it might just happen to be from the block or the vineyard you get that grape from, that this is a prestigious block, and they're going to say, you know what, this is coming from a prestigious block that produces fantastic wine year after year, and so we're going to go ahead and pre-designate that a reserve. I always wait to make it a reserve when I taste it. If it's different or deserves it, I make that decision, and so reserve is the only word we use in winemaking where the winemaker has full latitude on it. So you can have things like the Kendall Jackson Vintners Reserve Chardonnay. They make approximately 6 million cases of it, maybe 3 million, I'm not quite sure. Is that a reserve wine? I have no idea. But if you're going to talk about reserve, ask the winemaker why he decided it was called a reserve, and that's why we do it. But we're trying to make something that's just a little more elevated. And for me, it's going to be closer to a European style wine versus an American style wine. So I'm going to try to emulate a classic Bordeaux that is a Premier Grand Cru, and I'm going to try to reproduce that. And if I'm reproducing that, then I'm going to make that wine a reserve because it's going to take a lot more work and such for me. But of course, the grapes I get are all fantastic because I get them from Joe Ramazani. He was just walking by. That's complete crap. No, seriously.
No, it's the truth. It's the truth. Well, Brad, when you say free run, in case people don't know, what is free run versus pressed juice? Because they all go in the press, right?
Yes. All the wine's going to go in the press, but as you're filling the press up, there's juice that just naturally runs out. So that is what we call free run juice. Free run juice is important. It's different than pressed juice, and it's also different than hard pressed juice. I don't do hard pressed juice because once you start breaking those pips or those seeds and you're really pulling out the tannins from the skins, you're getting a bitter wine. Other folks can run those through mass spectrometers and do things to them or turn them into spirits, but I don't do it. So we only press 28, 29 bricks of pressure, and so it's a very light press. So we'll have free run. That's just the juice as we're filling up the press. It just runs out.
Right out.
So it's not going to be as intense as the stuff that when we start pressing. As you start pressing, you're pulling out more of the tannins and out of the skins, and then, which is not a problem at all. That's a good thing. But because I'm a small producer, I can pull those wines and keep them separate. And then let's say I want something that has a little more tannin, I'll bring the pressed juice in and bring it in. Or if I want something that's a little softer, it'll be a wine that's on the free run juice.
But your press is not a normal press. It's a bladder press, right? So you're filling...
Well, bladder presses are the normal right now. So even a big 20-ton press will be a bladder press.
So it's a big bladder that's filled with water and it pushes those skins out and it's pushing the juice gently
until you
get to that hard press.
So 28, 29 pounds per square inch is a very light press. You'll go to 40 to 50 pounds in a larger producer.
So the harder presses,
and they're going to segregate that juice too. Of course, that harder press isn't going to go into their finer wines. That's either going to go into a spirits making or something like that. So it's not that they're putting that in there. They're just going to use that for something else because as farmers, all of us use everything like we should. And so we, from our stems to our grape skins, we'll put those back into the vineyard as fertilizer. So we're always trying to use all the processes. And then, if you were in Italy or somewhere over there in Europe, you would make grappa. So what you would do is you would take all those skins that you would just press, throw some water in there, take that last bit of sugar and
press the bejesus out of them?
Press some more of that bejesus out of it, and then distill it, and then make some spirits out of it.
Neat. No, I knew there was a difference between the run, just when you're throwing the skins in there, and the juice just runs out.
The skins and the juice just will run out naturally, and so that's what we call it free run, because it's not being squished at all. It's just all of the natural free run juice, and then I really almost did a Beaujolais wine. My Merlot last year was just absolutely fantastic. It was so beautiful. As the free run juice was coming out of the press, I was tasting it and thinking I should probably do a Beaujolais, but I thought better of it. It's even making a better wine, and I was just drinking some of the Lost Coast, some of our good friends. We've got that good Lost Coast Merlot, and it's just absolutely fantastic right now. So those are some great things coming up. But we got super sidetracked on making wine.
Sorry, that was super cool though. I love learning about the winemaking process. I don't get to see it.
So for those of you guys that were with us for barrel tasting, we've got the 2017 Sister, which is our Merlot-based blend. We're going to be bottling that in about a week and 2 days. So that's coming. So for those of you that bought it as futures, you will be getting that wine very shortly.
Hopefully.
And then what was it? The 2018 or 17 Messenger.
Yeah.
So that would have been the 18 Sister, and then 2017 Messenger that we are getting bottled up. So if you bought the Messenger, which is our Cabernet Futures, you'll be getting that shortly, of course, because it's 3,000 degrees outside. Unless you're close and can pick it up, you're not going to get it until it is safe to do so. I'm sure a lot of you guys are curious what we're bottling right now. We have a new blend of the Element.
That's exciting.
And
that is super exciting.
The Element is our Mourvedre-based blend.
So yummy.
absolutely fantastic. The dark side, so our
Thank God, because we're completely out of the dark side.
Syrah, Petite Syrah, Cabernet Franc blend, that is coming. We've got the heavy metal coming. We've got the Freddy Cuvée. So we've got the Freddy Cuvée from 2012. We've got the 16.
Oh, yes.
We've got the 18 that's bottling. That's not going to be
Wow.
out for a while. That's going to
Sure.
need probably 6-7
Time
months.
in the bottle too.
In
Bottle
the
conditioning.
bottle to make that happen. So all sorts of fantastic things there.
But the new Freddy Rosé, what is that of?
That is a Freddy Rosé of Mourvedre. So our last one was
Oh my God,
Grenache.
Grenache, and it is still stunning. By the way, it is killing it right now. In this
Actually, I
heat.
think it's better now than it's ever been.
I think you're right.
It is really coming
It's
into
so good.
itself. It is awesome. So for those of you that missed out on the La Classique, our classic rosé, our
Our new
full-bodied
monster rosé.
is going to be coming out here probably not until December, which
Thanksgiving,
leads
maybe?
us to because we put the regular Grenache rosé in the shipment,
Right.
we're running low on that. So if you want to make sure you've got the other full-bodied rosé,
Gotta get that Grenache.
you get that now
Crazy right
because
now.
this rosé we're going to bottle it here shortly, so it'll
Yeah.
have a full year in the barrel. But then it's going to take another year in the bottle
kinda
to
just
come around.
come
where
around.
most rosés seconds after bottling.
Well, yours is closer to a red than a rosé.
It is. That's
It's
the
a
whole.
monster.
That's the whole point. Jim likes to call it a Beaujolais, which
Yeah,
is
it's pretty awesome.
which is a nice.
Oh
recipe.
wait, the skins. You've got the skins coming, right?
Yes, Anna.
Did I speak this?
They're just, save your thought, there's just some fun banter going on at Casey Tucker's comments. I guess prestibejesus is a technical industry term.
That's the most
that's-
technical.
No, that's a
Yes,
scientific.
Jesus.
That's a scientific term.
And John Pincus then commented, he's taking notes because the next time he's tasting someplace in person, he'll drop the term prestibejesus, and they'll know he's an expert.
And they'll know that he is like, you're a hardcore
All right.
wino.
So
you know everything.
No, if you're at a tasting room and you have a wine that tastes like it was pressed to bejesus, you need to get up and leave and tell them thank you very much. I'm sorry I showed up here. Pressed to bejesus wine is not good wine.
Well,
That is.
there's got to be something good about it.
I am very easy on people that are doing stuff, but
Yeah.
hard pressed wine is not good wine. And you can ask any winemaker that. I'm not just being snobby or I'm such a small producer. Who would ever do that? No, hard pressed wine is not
'Cause
good
you're not getting the
wine.
good stuff.
Even the large producers don't use it as wine.
Right.
They sell that. And other
It's
people-
like a bulk base or something.
well, they sell it so that a distiller can turn it into some alcohol,
And it's like
turn
alcohol.
it into some sort of pop off vodka or something like that. So
Fascinating.
even the big producers won't use a hard press because
Right.
it's bitter. You've broken the pips are the seeds. So you've broken all those seeds, and now you've taken the tannins out of the skins,
Mm-hmm.
and you've fully pulverized that. So now you throw all the tannins on top of bitterness from popping the seeds,
Right.
and you don't have what would be a wine. You've got something
Sure.
that other people can use for other things, and that's
Yeah.
not a bad thing.
No.
Hey, let's do it. But you can squeeze my skins, and you can get a little bit of juice running out of there. We don't want to waste
Wait,
anything, but there's a
right.
little bit of juice. But then those things are like paper dry
Sure.
at the end of the thing. But it's not meant for wine.
Right.
But they need to do it because hey, everybody needs to use every single bit of what we're getting out of Mother
Yeah.
Earth.
And then
So-
what they take when they're done is they spread it, lay it out, work out the alcohol, and then they put it back on the vineyards. So nothing goes to waste.
We'll throw the skins back on the vineyards for fertilizer, but it takes about a year because you got to make sure all the alcohol is out of it before you
Yeah.
put it on back on your vines, or it would kill the vines. So you will rotate that, 2 or 3 times a month and create a little stuff. I have no idea what's going
One
on.
of the
there.
reasons we have all those fruit flies at the end of the season is because they're laying all those skins out and they're aerating them and they're letting all the alcohol get out. But wow, it's a fruit fly factory.
It is. Down at the end of the street, we have a big fertilizer farm for all those skins. But here's the deal. Lots of great things going on. Do not forget, we have our super summer white wine, and some rosé festival.
Yeah.
So if you want to buy, what the heck is it? It's the Freddy Rosé. It's the
Freddy
Xena.
Rosé.
It's
Yeah.
the Viognier. It's the
Yeah.
Sauvignon Blanc. And it's
Rosé and bubbles.
and the bubbles. That comes to about $263.
Yeah.
You can take your wine club discount and take that off. And if you buy that 6-pack, you're going to get an extra 5% off.
5% off.
For those of you that have been hanging with us and want something extra super special, tune in next week. We are going to be doing some features on a wine that you are going to have
That you're all going to be
panic
cray
attack
for.
about. So tell your friends, your sisters, your animals, your dogs to log in next week because we've got a wine that you've been begging for that I've been out of stock for a very long time. That we're going to be bottling in less than a week. But
So,
we're going to go.
Are
and-
you going to do
we're
futures
going
on
to do a
that?
futures sale on that. And for those of you that never look at any of my emails, we had a double up and save sale where you just purchased twice as much as what your normal club was, and you get an extra 5% off.
Yep.
So that's up to
Yep.
40% off depending on what club you're in. If you still want to do that, please let us know. We can double up and save so you can get some more wines there, especially if you want to
Give us
do
a call.
the.
Give us an email.
Yeah, shoot the
Yeah, yeah.
email, hit
Yeah.
the subscribe button. No. But we can do that. You can, shoot us the email, have some fun. Let us know what you want. If you, the shipment went out 2 weeks ago now.
Yep.
And if you still want to do it, we're going to extend that for you guys as well.
'Cause you're cool.
So that's
You're
what the
right,
heck is
Club
going
members.
on. This has been fantastic.
It is.
Thank
It
you guys
flew
so
by
much.
Again, it flew by so fast.
I've got
Right.
one more cooking video in me before we start harvesting. I
then Brad
guarantee
will
you
be
we're
too
going to be
busy,
harvesting. I'm going to probably do the cooking video while I'm harvesting. So we've got that, and then you're just going to have to remake all of my fantastic things that we've done
That we've already done.
throughout the year.
There's like
But as soon as
15
I have
amazing
time, I
videos.
will make some more food because you know I love it.
Brad's always cooking. He's always thinking of something fun. That's the best part about Brad. One of the many best parts.
That was my best part.
Yeah, the cooking is definitely your best part.
I love to cook. All right, he's right. All right, well, thank you guys very much. I certainly hope that during your shelter in place that your AC is strong. Do not worry about me. My AC went out last week, but I was born and
Aw.
raised in Phoenix,
Aw,
Arizona,
Brad.
so I'm quite confident that when I get home, my house is 107 degrees.
And you'll be like,
will
fine, who
be
cares?
Fine.
But you know what you don't have that we had as a kid?
You know what I do have?
What
that
is
I don't
that?
have a kid? I've got great friends that have a pool that invited me up.
That's the best
So as soon
part.
as I leave here, I'm not going to
Well,
care
actually,
how my house
that's
is.
just like when
We're
we
going to
had a
go
kid,
up and
'cause we
have a
didn't
little
have a
pool
pool,
time.
but the
Or
Terrys
Danny's
had a
like, no, I'm
pool.
not.
Everybody had a pool around us, but we didn't have a pool. Really, people didn't have
Thanks,
a
my
pool.
friend.
We sucked.
All right. We will see you guys soon. Stay tuned. Go check out all the
Oh.
podcasts and all the crazy stuff that I'm doing. Oh,
Pull
that's
your
the
12 out.
2012.
Pull that 12 out. My God bless America. That is amazing.
If you pull it
Stunning.
out, drink it. And if you can't pull it out, call us up and we'll give you some. And we've got a few more bottles left. On that note, Grady's going to sign off.
I'm going to go sign off. Thanks, everybody. This was such a fun Friday. Thank you for joining us. This was a blast. Oh my God, Brad. You make amazing wine. You know that?
Oh, thank you so much. I've been trying really hard. Trying to make some good stuff.
Your wines are stunning.
Oh,
dude.
speaking
They're
of good
just
stuff,
stunning.
did I tell you what we're going to be doing this year?
What are you doing?
Turn off that thing. I'm kidding.
Oh,
We're
you're not
setting them
gonna-
up. No, we're
This
not
is-
going to
this
talk
is
about it.
Private talk. This is
This is
private
for
talk.
next
Brad
week.
was about to say something amazing.
Don't give any secrets away.
My God, my Xena
He's so
grapes.
good at that. He does that all the time. He's so serious.